Alright, good morning YouTubers and welcome back to the vlog. So I got everything pieced together, and last night I decided to throw in some fluids. I put the oil in the engine. I also put the coolant. Then I noticed that it was leaking. Turns out the water pump was bad, so we took it off. And when we were taking it off, we put it back on. And when we put it back on, I didn't use my torque wrench, so we over tightened it, and it's too bright. But I don't know if you can see that it cracked right there. And then over here, and like underneath this bolt, the water pump pulley, or not the water pump pulley, but the water pump itself cracked. And yeah, I mean, kind of upset about it, but what can I do, right? I cracked it, oh well, gotta get a new one. So gotta run to the parts store, and maybe I might be able to get this one exchanged, because according to AutoZone it has a lifetime warranty. But hey, but yeah, also did my little turbo guard. Here it is, the screen. I put a screen from a window. I'm gonna be removing the water pump and doing a quick run to the parts store, and hopefully I get it exchanged. If not, well, I'll buy a new one. Also got a chance to install my catch can right there. Runs to here and there, catching all the oil from here. But yeah, we'll be removing that water pump, and we should be good to go. Another thing I got was I ran to local junkyard again and got this plastic piece, the radiator cover. So we are back at the house from the parts store, and actually they found when I bought the water pump, and they actually replaced it for me. So since it had a lifetime warranty, you know, I pretty much got a brand new pump for free. Well, not free, because I paid for it, what was it, 5 years ago? It's 2012. And I also took the chance and picked up a transfer pump, because I have to get all the old gas out of the tank, and I find this very handy. I used to have the other model, which would always make a mess because these wouldn't lock. It says here, no more spills, because the other one was just, as soon as you pump, it was just like the whole pressure inside the little pump in here would just throw the hose out. So I got this one. I'm gonna give it a try. It says grip clip transfer pump. So I'm guessing these new updates right here, these little clips, are gonna help it from throwing the hose out because of all the pressure. So I got this, and I also got me a new gasket for the water pump, so we shouldn't have the problem. Also got some more liquid, some more fluid, some more antifreeze coolant, because obviously when I took the water pump off, all that coolant, spilled all over the place. But yeah, we're gonna tackle the install, and hopefully it doesn't take long. It shouldn't take long. I mean, I took it off in like 2 minutes. Should be back on in a couple minutes as well. Another thing I'm gonna do is, since I have to take off the pulley, I need an extra set of hands to help me put the pulley back on with the belt because of the supercharger. So I'll see if my brother or my dad will come over and help me put this pulley back on. I successfully finished the pulley install. As you see, it's right here. It really took me like maybe 20 minutes to install it. It was a little harder than I thought, but I managed to do it by myself. Now onto the back. It's time to remove the fuel pump. You might think I'm a little ghetto. I don't care though. The story behind this is that I had some leaking problems. So the fuel tank was full. You know, the fuel tank was full. I wasn't about to drop the fuel tank all the way down with it being full. So I was at the store, and the parking lots were inclined a little bit, and the guy comes inside and he's like, "Hey man, is that your Mustang?" I was like, "Yeah, it is, bro. What's up?" And he's like, "It's leaking fuel from the back." I was like, "Oh shit." So I was like fucking surprised. I was like, "Oh," it's like, "What am I gonna do?" So I go outside, check it out, and he was right. It was leaking fuel. So I was like, "Man, this is bullshit." And I had just filled it up, and I was like, "Fuck, what am I gonna do?" So I do have a Dremel and a little grinder, angle grinder, and I was like, "Fuck it." I mean, if I ever need access to the fuel pump, hey, I don't have to drop the tank. So this is my ghetto-ness right there. I cut a hole to have access to the fuel pump, and you know, ever since then, I don't think it doesn't bother me. It's, you know, it might be ghetto and all, but it works. I have access to the fuel pump whenever I want, and my brother-in-law and me were talking about it. He saw it the other day. He's like, "Damn, Chalo, this fucking ghetto, but that's smart." So I told him the story behind it, and he was like, "Man, I don't know why Ford never, you know, designed like a little door or something to have easy access to your fuel tank without having to drop it." And I was like, I mean, that is true. You know, why drop the fuel tank? Why not incorporate like a little door in this little section right here? And so he was like, it might be ghetto and all, but it worked. The fuel pump out, and the gas tank is full. It's a full tank of gas. It doesn't even look bad at all. It looks clear, real clear. I'm guessing the fact that it's been in my garage the whole time. Or it's been inside and it hasn't seen any debris. But, you know, this thing is clear, real clear. I'm gonna clean this gasket off. sucking out the old fuel with my new little pump that I got. And this thing's working badass. Like, I'm not even having to pump. It's just, you know how you create that little pressure and it sucks out all of it on its own, and I think it's pretty cool. So here it is. Here's the tank. The fuel itself wasn't that old. I don't think it is. There's stuff in there that I'd like to get cleaned. But here it is. It's running, it's running, it's running. And I got this bucket over here. So it's filling on. It's doing it by itself. You can't really see, but here you go. You can see the little current right there, flowing. But it's pretty clean. I mean, I'll probably use it for work, stuff like that. I find that pretty neat. Doing it all on its own. Alright guys, so just finished up taking out all the fuel, and I went ahead and did the PPRV delete, which is deleting this piece. When you have dual Cobra pumps, or when you have a Cobra pump assembly, it has two fuel pumps, right? And those two fuel pumps have a hose with a Y fitting that goes into here, and then this comes out the tank out to here. So this acts as a, like, I forgot what it acts like, but it pretty much holds fuel from coming back into the tank so that you have a quicker startup. But sometimes this little piece can choke your car and not let it have enough fuel, because this is a restriction right here. So I went ahead and did the delete, took it off, cut it off, and got me some 5/16 straight fittings like these. I went all over the city for that, looking for one, and turns out Napa is gonna be the place to go. So yeah, a lot of people buy some Gates submersible fuel line, but and also SBT Performance sells a kit for this, but it's $80, and I am not about to order the kit just to replace this piece right here. So I just went ahead and got me some one. I actually bought a couple just in case, but I got one of these. Put one of these in place of this, and that cancels out the restriction. That cancels out the restriction, and I did the PPRV delete. Next up is gonna be installing the battery in the back. That's my battery, and this is the relocation kit. So it's not a big deal, something easy. But yeah, it's time to install the battery, and as soon as I get my tune, I should be able to fire it up. Alright, I am finished, put it back together, and looks like it still has charge because the light turned on. I think I wired the fan backwards because it's pushing air this way. Alright guys, so pretty much wrapped up everything I was supposed to do. Got the fluids in the motor, did all my vacuum lines, took out all the old fuel, pretty much everything buttoned up. I'm just gonna wait on my startup tune. It's probably gonna be a week before I get the tune, so for now I'll just let the car sit here It's gonna just sit here till I get the tune. If you watch the previous videos, you know, you can see, you'll be able to see and tell all the stuff that I've done to the car and the progress that I've been doing through to it. You know, so yeah. I mean, if you guys like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're stopping for the first time, please subscribe. You guys take care and have a great day.